Hi guys, I'm out here with Kimber today, and Kimber, I'm going to be doing some exercises where I really want to protect her feet with crossover steps and things so that she's not bumping into the insides of her feet. But we've got our boots that we're going to wrap her with, and because she's never worn them, obviously there has to be a first time with this. So we got an old pair. It's kind of a little bit beat up. They're dirty, whatever. It's kind of we're basically going to use on a training basis a lot of times anyways, okay? So there's lots of different styles, lots of different kinds. That's user preference, kind of like, do you like Nike or Reebok? That's up to the user, okay? But what I'm going to do with her is I'm going to wrap these and put these on. And here's a little tip that I like to use that sets those horses up for what we'll be doing in the future. I don't teach my horses to pick their feet up by grabbing on down here, okay? Although she did. Instead, if I'm gonna pick their feet or do something like that, I'm gonna squeeze the chestnut here, okay? And I'm looking for that horse to reach up. Reason being is for exactly this principle. Let's say I had to doctor this horse or something on the lower leg. I don't want them picking up their feet every time they feel a little bit of pressure there, okay? I want them to hold that unless I'm squeezing the chestnut right in here, okay? Now we have all four boots here, and they all, if you notice here, they're all meant that this type, these are our sports medicine boots, says right rear, okay? Obviously that's for the right rear, okay? So I'm gonna find the left front, here it is, and I'm going to place this on, okay? And place all of the Velcro around, trying to avoid lumps, bumps, etc. Sometimes you have to do this a couple different times, okay? Now I don't anticipate with Kimber that this will feel, I mean, she's started to see some different things in life. I don't anticipate this being an issue, but make that one just a little bit tighter. What I want to do is I don't want to make this so tight that it's just squeezing their leg, but also I don't want to have so loose that sand is getting trapped in there, okay? It's a mixture of that. Are you helping? Thanks, appreciate it. Okay, now we have right front. So product of deduction, this must mean we're left rear. Now you notice Kimber is standing pretty well for all of this. A lot of it is because of she's been taught to ground tie, okay? We have video on that. You can check that for reference. But that's what they sometimes do at the beginning, okay? So we'll stay out of firing range, in other words, if that horse is getting, so this is interesting. This is probably the first time I've seen that happen, right? It's just tight, so we'll just ask her to work through it here. Okay, are we good? Thanks for providing that excitement. She's standing on that boot, making it a little bit heavy. Not sure what her thought process was on that one, but notice, never helps to freak out or to get all wound up about things. And because of that, our horses just learn the process and work through it, okay? All right, you guys, you're making that one heavy. Step up. This is not uncommon for them to feel that on their leg. And because I've done a lot of work with putting a loop around her foot, you notice she picks it up and is thinking, it means I just need to stand here, okay? So for sake of easing her into this, and instead of doing it on all four, and that might really cause her some tightness, we'll just ask her to step out with these two, okay? Good girl. Notice that's that same reaction that when we use a rope. We've made some videos on that, and where you put some tension on it and they just hold that leg up. It's the exact same thing she's doing there, okay? But she will figure out that that's not actually what she needs to do here. There she goes. She's figuring out her legs still work just fine. Oh, there's a big sigh. That's a good girl. Her legs still work just fine. It just feels a little different, okay? It's kind of like a little kid running around with maybe roller skates versus shoes. Got a good girl. There. If we start to build trust in our horses, or in the relationship, our horses start to trust us, then things like this really aren't a big deal. Okay, you worked through it really good. All right, now we'll come back to our now sandy covered boots. Just kind of brush some of that off. I'm gonna come back to this front one. She's got sand all over her legs and her knees here. Okay, so again, right front, making sure that those match up. Adjusting it. Making sure that the little pocket here goes down below the fetlock, down the right spot on the pastern. Okay, not bad. Now, this side, thinking, let her know we're here, right? Hey, I'm here. Working through it. I sure wouldn't put my face down into this spot, especially if you haven't really done the prep work with that horse. Adjust this one. It's not uncommon where we'll adjust them at least twice after putting it on. Okay, now let's see what she does on this side. Come on out. Now it's that action all over her. Come on, you're all right. That a girl. That a girl. What do you think? It's all right. She has a flair for the dramatic, as you can see. Yeah, I do really like this mare, though. She sure tries hard. There you go. There you go. Keep moving. Ask her to walk around. There. So this is a young mare. She does riding pretty good, but I don't typically start a lot of colts and stuff with the boots on. It's not wrong to do that, but I just ride in what's pretty muddy and things in this area, and that can get really pretty expensive if we're wrapping them in boots. But once we start getting serious about some arena work and things, some cow work in that, then it is appropriate to get those feet covered. Or those legs covered, I should say. Yeah, girl. All right, I'm gonna change her directions here. And it's interesting because they just get distracted with those boots, right? So even the things we ask them to do, they can get distracted from what they normally are doing quite well. For instance, picking up that lope. Just feels weird, right? Whoa. It's okay. Is it okay? There's the licking and chewing. Love to see that, right? I mean, she's thinking versus reacting. That's always a benefit when they're not just exploding and going up. So really keep that in mind. If you think that there might be a chance that that horse is just gonna kind of go up and maybe forward, positioning, whoops, sorry buddy, girly. Your positioning really could possibly come into play here, right? So think about that as far as maybe keeping them out away from your space. Okay, good. I'm pretty happy with this now. We'll get into some actual riding with her and doing some different things in the arena. But this is Kimber and the introduction with leg boots. I hope that helps you in case you're thinking about putting boots and the why behind it with your horses. So till next time, guys, I'm Luke Reinbold. See you down the trail.